Hi everybody, Jo here again. You know what that means. Grab yourself a brew, cheeky biscuit, and it's time for a catch up. Now, it's up to you whether you want to craft along with me, which is lovely. I've had some lovely emails off you lovely crafters that have been crafting along with me, and honestly that's lovely, thank you very much. But also I've had some lovely messages from ladies who just like to actually watch and listen. And maybe you're not feeling well today, maybe you're not up to crafting along, and that's fine. Let's just pretend I've popped in and we're sat now and having a bit of a chat, and I'm just gonna chat with you and we'll have a bit of crafty play. And you can just pretend you've either come into my craft room or I've come into yours, and I'm just having a play. Now today I've got a project to share with you using a black tag. I've got to be honest, I absolutely loved creating this. And I really just had some products on my desk and I just had a play. And I thought, well, it'd be a lovely thing to share with you. And the reason I'm using a black tag is I bought this pack of black tags, and they're beautiful. They're a fair size. Let me just measure. 10.5, this is inches, 10.5 inches by 5 inches, look. And I got these from the lovely James at Stampers Grove, and you get 10 tags, and what's better, a fantastic price. So if you get on that little web thing and have a look at Stampers Grove, James has got some fabulous offers on. And we don't often work on black. And I had a message from a lady saying, what do I do with black? So do you know what, I'd bought these because, you know, typical crafter, can't resist an offer, and I'd not used them. So it's lovely. When I get messages, it actually makes me look at my own craft stock. So out came my black tag. I bet it says the size on here, doesn't it? Yes. Oh well. But it might be difficult showing you the whole thing because, as I say, they are so big. So wonderful. But again, you don't have to overfill the space. And what I ordered when I ordered these beautiful black tags was the new distress colour from Tim Holtz, the salvaged patina. So obviously I'm thinking these two. Now it takes a different colour on the black, but I like that. So here we've got it painted on the white card, but look at it on the black. And I like that, it just gives a nicer tone. So I'll put the tag to one side so I can see it, try and remember what I did. And we'll make a start. Oh, I've got something on that bit of glue. So how are you feeling today? Are you okay? Must admit, we've got rain here today. It's very grey. I've just got back from doing, it's Friday morning here, and I've just got back from doing that weekend shopping. So everything's put away, and I thought, right, I need 20 minutes with my friends before I head for the rest of the day. And one of my lovely friends, Frida's got a special birthday today. So Frida, when you're watching this, happy birthday, girl. I won't tell everyone how old you are, but it's a special birthday. And I have to say, I don't believe you're that age. I still think you're 21. You look 21. So what I'm going to do is use the salvage patina. Now, how many of you got this colour? I have to say, when Tim brings out a new colour, well, be rude not to, wouldn't it? And what I thought we'd do is we're just going to do that. I always think this is a bit of a cheat, that direct to paper. Now I know I've done it millions of times before, but you know what, it's a technique I love doing, and for me it's just a nice, quick, easy way of getting colour on the card. And I didn't want to cover the whole of the card. I thought, if I just blend ink across the whole thing, what's the point of having a black tag? So I want some of the black to show through. So that was my thinking behind it. And all I'm going to do is do that where we hold the ink pad about 45 degrees and gently. Now, obviously, this is a new ink pad, so it's going to be quite juicy. So I'm just going to literally, look, just drag it across. And I'm going across, again, I could have done it the up-down way, but for me, I just thought coming across this way would give me more of the colour. And I love the way the black shows through. And I don't mind if I've got a gap or if they're on top of each other, because again, it's just this random background. And I'm not pressing too hard. As I say, I don't want to obliterate. Oh, It moved a bit, but that doesn't matter. It's just part of the background. I don't want to obliterate the whole of the background. I want to keep that nice. This is a really good starting point. Now, what I'm also going to do, after I've wiped my hands, I'm just going to add some stenciling into the background at this point with the same colour, because I'm not going to use any other coloured ink apart from my black ink to stamp. I just want to keep it with this lovely blue. And I'm going to bring in my stencil. And I went for the stars. When I looked, I've got such lovely shapes of stencils. I just thought the stars would... I just thought they'd... I don't know, they're nice and they'd almost look festive in the background. And the tag could almost be used for celebration. And so the one I'm using, it's the large one. It's the A4 one. And it's 121. And it's called Smitten with Stars. I don't know how Abs comes up with the names, but there we go. So I've just got my smoothie. And because this has got very large stars, I don't think I actually want to use the very large. I think they'd be too big. So I'm liking this cluster here that we've got. And again, you can just decide exactly where you want. Right, we'll go here. And I don't want to do too much. And again, I'm not adding loads and loads of ink. But if I lift it up, look, oh, I like that. It's almost that smoky look. And I love the way we've got a few of the little ones. Just going to dab that a bit more, just to get those little ones. Yeah. And look at that. Even, can I show you? Even the little ones are little stars, look. And they just come beautifully. So we'll work our way up the tag. And I just want to change direction a little bit here. Same thing, and I'm not bothered taping my stencil down, there's no need. Just be aware, don't go too near the edges, we don't want any of those lines. So here, for instance, I don't want to be mindful not to come over. Let's have a little, I've got part of one there, I'm just going to lightly do that so that's a bit lighter. And then obviously we'll go here. I say obviously just because it balances it, doesn't it? More here, and I'll bring that nice flow in. I'm just going to move it round because again, it's however it works easy for you, and for me it works well. Just moving it round. Let's lift up. Yes, I like that. I don't want any more. I don't want to overcook it. Now again, I'm going to put this to one side because I'm going to spritz that, put it on a piece of card like we do. And that I just think is building up so lovely. Now I could blend round the edges, but I actually like, if I blend, look, I think it almost takes away that colour. So what I am going to do is just with my finger, just smudge the ink a little. And I don't want to actually blend it. I don't want to lose the integrity of these lines. I like those lines. I want to keep those. And then just for a little bit more interest in the background, if I bring the finished one in, can you see I've used this lovely stamp? And again, I'm stamping in the same ink. So what I'm going to go now is, I'm using this stamp set, and this one's by Bipasha, and it's 441, and it's called Lotus Clusters. And there's a lovely word. Now, the flowers come off this stamp set, but there's this nice little word, and often these are the ones that sometimes we forget about, but fabulous for backgrounds. Now, you know I keep my stencils in these lovely little pockets. Well, I have found, when I ordered them, I think I ordered sort of 50, so I had got quite a few. But what I found is my stamp sets fit in perfectly, and that way I don't have to keep opening these. I don't know about you, but this here drives me mad. The number of times I end up ripping the packaging, and maybe it's me, maybe I'm always in too much of a rush. So what I've found is these little pockets are perfect. Once I get it in, that is. Because my stamp set then will literally, I just slide it in behind, and it's so easy to get out when I want it. And it's protected. And I keep it forwards like this, and I have them in a filing system, and the stamp set's just behind. So I must admit that works well for me. Right, have I got a stamp block? Yes, I have. Now you could do this without putting it on a stamp block, but I like the words on this. We've got live life in full. And obviously because I'm using a distress, an oxide, it's not going to be perfect stamping, not like when I use my VersaFine Clair, but I almost want that chalkiness. This I almost think it looks a little bit like a chalkboard. So I want to just put this, I want to make sure it's straight, so I'm thinking if I put that one there, and I almost want it next to so it looks like it's flowing. You know, I don't want it to look like a pizza where nothing is coordinated or travelling. I want my eye to travel along here, if that makes sense. So where I stamp this, although I'm stamping at the bottom here, I want to put it near the stars there so it looks like a continuity of this design. And then we'll just have a couple more up here. So again, remember you can stamp with your oxides. Nearly stamped it upside down. That would have been a bit of a schoolboy error. Now what do I think? What am I thinking? I'm thinking I might actually put that one more in the middle there. Let's say what am I thinking? Not a lot. But that's nice because again it just, now I need something up there, so I'm just going to ink up. Now I know I said I was only doing 3, but that's enough there. I like that circular bit. We're going to be adding some more circles. Yeah. I'm just going to put my lid on that for the minute and just wipe my ink pad and my block. And then just wipe this up because otherwise I'll end up putting my fingers in it. I'm afraid, you know me, I've got to be a bit of a clean crafter. Otherwise I just end up creating a mess. And I have to say, for me, I just love the way this is building up. But I keep saying it, but it's important we still have the black, because after all, that's why I've gone for a black tag. Now, what I have done previous is I've stamped these lovely flowers out. Now, on here, you get 3. Absolutely gorgeous. And I've got to be honest, you know I love watercolouring. I stamp these and watercolour these. They just make beautiful, beautiful cards. Can't tell you how many times I've used this. And I also used this when I did one of the jam jars, making it into a candle holder. And they're not that hard to cut out. Now I've stamped one already, look, and cut it out, just because I thought you don't want to be watching me cutting out. And I've just got a little pair of, these are nail scissors actually, but they're perfect for me for cutting out. Now what I've also done is, this is another stamp set I've used, and this is 393 Birdsong by Tracy Evans. And I've stamped this lovely stamp here, Mr. Regal Butterfly. He's a magpie, honestly. I was just going to say the magpies, we've got some baby hedge sparrows in the garden and the magpies keep coming. So I've even got Eric, our Labrador, on magpie alert now, and we're keeping an eye. Because I must admit, this is a beautiful stamp, Tracy, but I'm not keen on magpies, to be honest. Not if they're after my little baby birds. But what I've done, I've stamped him, and I've added some, I've stamped him in black, and I've added some clear embossing powder. And I've heated that, and once again I've cut him out just because you don't want to see me cutting out. But because we've got so much black detail here, I just thought that almost shine on him is lovely with the clear embossing. Now before we add these, I want to just bring a bit of this blue colour. So all I'm going to do is just a little bit on my mat. And I'm just going to add some blue to his hat. So I'm just going to watercolour. I want to keep the most of the flowers and the bird just in the black and white. Again, the whole tag is just going to be mainly black and white with this lovely blue. And with him having this hat, you could decoupage his hat if you want. got to be honest, I just thought that made more cutting out. And these flowers here have got a lovely central bit, and I thought that was crying out. I didn't want to do the flowers blue because I just thought on the tag they pop more being black and white, but I wanted a hint of the blue. So I've just gone for, and there's that there, just a little, and then we're just going to add a few little. You won't necessarily see these, but do you know what? I'll know they're there. And when you see it close up, often pictures, when we try to photograph things, I've got to be honest, when I do these videos and do samples and my blog posts, the hardest thing I find is doing the photographs, trying to actually get things to show up. So often you don't see things, but in the flesh, honestly, believe you me, that blue, it will make a difference. Just those little pops. Oh, it's alive. Little pops, look, of blue on there. So I'm just going to wipe my mat. And the next bit I find lovely is just having a play. Now on my main one, I've got him there, sort of quite, he's majestic. He's sort of my main. And then we've got our other flowers here. And these two. Just like the way it flows. I mean, obviously when you read, you're reading a Z across, down and across. So your eye will naturally flow that way. So that for me carried on with that flow. Now, I could put him there, look, but he would actually go over that lovely stamping. So if we put him there, we can still see that beautiful stamping. So that's worked quite nicely as it happens where we've stamped. But what we're going to bring in is our washi tape. And again, I'm using the washi tape. We've got it with a white base and a black base. Now, let's see, what word have we got? Possible. Oh, artistry, let's go with that. And we're going to ground our bird so I can keep that solid line at the top. But let's just tear. Now, I say let's just tear. In me and tearing, we don't exactly go together well. Got to be honest. But I do find it easy tearing this wider washi. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Just pop him up a little. Let's put our washi tape there. Try and get it straight. There we go. Just tuck that bit under. Just like it tucked under. No hospital corners today. We're just tucking it straight under. So that's gonna, and that just, oh, that's nice, isn't it? Look, the flowers, you can still read it, and that's starting to flow really nicely. And we've got a little bit here. We can just add on that edge, turn it under. A little bit more there. No, don't like that angle. Beauty of it is it does peel off. No, I don't like that angle either. It's better. Prefer it up there. Just behind. Yeah, that works better. So we had another word up here. So what have we got here? Possible. Oh, we've got art there. Now, if I don't want a word, I just pop it on my mat. Oh, I've got design there that I kept from yesterday. And I almost have a selection of words. Because often it might not fit that particular design, but then it could fit the one I'm doing the next day. So I just keep them in the corners of my mat. Right, so let's have this in between these two. So if I move that out the way there, that out the way there, let's just take that off a bit. That's better. So we're going for design there. And that can go there. And that can go there. Do this, just talk to myself. Now we've got some of the smaller, and I need something in here, don't I? So what have we got? Oh, live. imagination. I prefer imagination, so that can go in that corner. Let's get some imagination. I'm going to leave this as a hole. I'm just going to put that there. And then that can just come down a little, yeah, between the two. And we need something here, but I'll sort that out in a minute. Now, if I look at the bottom, can you see? Let's choose. Oh, look at that, the next one. Perfect. Paint the world. And we'll just move that up, and that's going to be perfect just to go at the bottom here. There we go. And so it's all starting to flow nicely. Now, I think that's all I'm going to do with my washi. Just want to add a couple, there's just a couple more spaces where I just need something else. And I'm just going to come in, I've got some lovely white paint. I'm just going to pop some paint on my mat. And I've got the lid off my spritzer bottle. And again, this is an old trick, so I'm sure you've seen this. Lots of people do this. You can actually put your white Posca pen on, but I just find it a bit quicker with my paint. And here where I said I need something, just going to come in and add myself a couple of, and that really ties it in now. But let's have one here just off the page. Now, can you see? So down here we need something, don't we? So I'm thinking, let's have something there, and then there. And that just flows there. And then to the top, can we see? This is the trouble with it being such a large tag. Here, we just need, I don't want much there, because I don't want it to detract from that flower. Actually, I like that. Just a little bit there. Right, no pizzas. Stop. I'm going to give that a wipe. Now, what you can do, if you're not a fan of your Posca and you worry, we can use that to add some splats. But what we'll do is we'll glue these down first. Just got to remember not to put my, you watch, I'll put my elbow in there. Now, I'm going to use my pin flare glue just because it's a 3D glue gel. And again, I'm just going to, a little bit of shape on there. Now, just before I glue these, Bipasha, on a lot of her stamps, and I know Tracy does the same, when they draw, they put the lovely thread here, can you see? The lovely thread running through. Well, obviously, I cut that off because I just wanted the flowers. So it's an ideal time to introduce it back in. Like I say, I know both of the designers use the lines, almost like the faux black thread in the designs. So the fact that they're giving you that idea, you can then run with it, and we'll put some here. And again, I'm not actually going to glue my thread, because what I'm going to do is put the flower on top and let the flower hold the thread in place. And although my pin flare will take a couple of hours to dry, once it's dry, it is just, nothing moves it. As I say, I've known people glue wing mirrors on with it. Now, just before I glue our magpie here, I've got a gold pen here, and this is one of the Signo pens, lovely pens, and I'm just going to add it on his clasp of his hat here, and a little bit round his rim, just for a bit of added zhuzh, maybe in the spokes of his wheels there. And then just shape him a little bit with your hand. And let's get some glue on him. I say he's a him. I dare say you could alter his hat, couldn't you? Could give him a lady's hat. We've got some Janet Klein stamps with ladies' hats, haven't we? Right. So where did he go? So he's just wheeling on there. Just get rid of that little bit of glue there. And as you see, it builds up so nicely, so quickly. Now the same thing here, I mean, obviously I know I haven't stamped. It will take you longer to stamp and cut these out. I know that. Like I say, you really didn't want to watch me cutting out. A bit like that thing, isn't it, watching paint dry? What I really should do is send you them and ask you lovely crafters to cut them out for me and send them back. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Right, where did we put that black thread? Let's have some more black thread under this set of florals. Under my lotus clusters. Sounds very exotic, that, doesn't it? Right, so this black thread's going here. I want to make sure I've got some popping out of each side. And again, where did we have this? There, just so we can read that, and it's continuity. It doesn't matter if it just flat goes over a little bit. Just got an end there I want to catch under. Yeah, that's better. Now what I've also got is, I looked from when I used to do the silk flowers, got some of these lovely stamens. So what I thought I'd do, just bend some over, look. Just twist it a little. Just to add that little bit extra, bit of the glue. And just lift this up here, pop them under there. There we go, we've got the stamens. And it's nice, they're not all the same height, look. We've got different height stamens. Just coming out of there. And again, it just adds a little bit more interest. So we need some Posca, or let's see if have we got any paint here? Can we get any of this? Yep, that'll be fine. No need to use the Posca. Bit more water. Let's add our paint splatters. A couple up there, don't need to overdo it, do we? Such a lovely background, this, I must admit. I love the way this colour's gone. Right, now, just let me wipe this up because, like I say, and if you're somebody who you're not keen on doing the Posca splatters, or I know some ladies do struggle with it, just use your paint, especially that. I mean, that was just using what was left on my craft mat, wasn't it? Save my Posca for another day. And then lastly, if I look at my tag, look, I've almost got a space here. So when I look at it, my eye is drawn down, but then here at the end, I need a full stop. So what I'm going to do is go into I've got one of these lovely Tim Holtz tins and some of his buttons. I think they're called button covers. And I have to say, I'm a bit addicted to these at the minute. Oh, paint, do I have that one? What's this one? And that, oh, that's nice. Oh, I like the colours on that with that swallow on. Yeah, I think I might go for that. Let me just look, what's this? Oh, with Shine Bright. Now, I don't want one with a sentiment on because I've got my washi tape with my sentiments. So I think I'm going to go with this lovely swallow. And he's just going to give me, so again, my pin flare once again. He's going to give me that lovely full stop. As always with your pin flare, make sure you've got a little bit of glue there and then it won't go off in your tube. I'm just going to wipe my brad all here. And then apart from adding, let's add a little bit. I've got this lovely multicoloured wool. Oh, my lamp's moving. And I'm just going to add, my friend Lisa gave me this. And you know, I had no idea how many projects I would use it on. But with it being multicoloured, and it made me think, I tend to buy things, you know, ribbon and string in set colours. And actually, value for money, you better buy multicolour because it goes with so many things. So it just shows you, We learn all the time. I'm just going to snip that off. And then there we've got the lovely tag. Now, I hope you can see that. As I say, it's not easy getting the whole tag, so I'll slowly move it round. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you've got a nice weekend planned. We've got our workshop tomorrow. We're using ink sprays, so that's going to be fun. And then Sunday, I might get to see the grandchildren again. Got to go and feed the birds. So you have a lovely weekend, whatever you're getting up to. Thank you as always for all your support, all your lovely messages and emails. And I'm going to leave you with Mr. Magpie and his lotus flowers. So you take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Love and hugs as always. You take care. Bye for now.